Let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about it real quick. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have angered the MAGA crowd. White America is a hit dog hollering at the moment. The irony, right? Some people are saying, is there Indian wake up call? Or, which I thought Vivek already got that when people didn't vote for him and all that other stuff. But I think Vivek is illustrating why Ann Coulter said she wouldn't vote for him. Now, everybody said she's racist and now white supremacy and all that stuff, but ignore the fact that she said she would vote for his children or his grandchildren who are just as Indian as he is, or would most likely be. So it wasn't about his race. It was about culturally, he's too new to this. And he's illustrating exactly what she meant by his commentary. But anyway, so two things can be true at the same time. Yes, America's education system is falling. Yes, there's this idiocracy situation going on with education in this country. Are we falling behind? Are we going to be able to compete in the global market? All those things are true. But is the solution to hire a bunch of red dots? No, it's not. And this conversation has been brewing for a while. Like, we can't get over having a conversation how illegal immigration affects lower class workers. We can't even get into how legal immigration is like this H-1B visa, whatever it's called, situation hurts America. We can't even get to that point. We can't even get there yet. Like, it's funny listening to the, like, black liberals who are middle class or upper middle class will, like, don't care that the lower wage people boot and hurt and affect the wages and the quality of work for a certain class of people in this country. But they don't care. They literally have this elitist of them saying, like, you shouldn't want to work those jobs. You should have a better situation in your life, whatever. But that's the argument that many black liberals make in defense of illegal immigration. As you see some of them defending the situation in Chicago, New York, California, obviously, with resources going to them. Someone just said, I don't know where I read it. I did on some YouTube channel talking about them, our brothers and sisters, or some stuff like that. I don't know. I'll find out who said that nonsense. But moral of the story is that we can't even get to how it affects legal immigration. I think a few years ago, Disney, if I'm not mistaken, let's do that in real time. I'm gonna start using AI a lot more. Did Disney fire their workers and hire Indians?
According to HindustanTimes.com, the theme park giant laid off 250 workers last October. They were replaced by temporary workers on H-1B brought from India by an outsourcing firm.
A group of former Disney IT employees filed a lawsuit claiming the company discriminated against them by firing them and giving their jobs to Indian workers brought to the country on H-1B visas. So there you have it. That happened, not that long ago. It was like 2-3 years ago. And that was directly affecting American workers. Yes, as a business owner, you want the cheapest value you can get, right? But at what cost? Does that mean undermining the American worker? In essence, undermining the American economy, because one thing that's different between whether it's legal or illegal immigrants is Americans are going to spend their money here. They're going to pay taxes here. They're going to go families here. They're going to buy things here. A lot of these other motherfuckers are sending money back to their countries, even the illegal ones, to take care of their family, which they should. They're doing the right thing. But I'm saying, at least if you invest in the American worker, specifically the black American too, they're going to spend their money here. They're not going anywhere, right? A lot of these other folks are leaving. But that's the clear example of what is happening, is all of this stuff that Elon and Vivek was saying, whether it sounds good, but they're playing in your face, because it absolutely is about cheap labor. It's about hiring a class of people that don't have the same protections because they're not Americans. So OSHA or whoever might not care, or long working hours and stories of people can't take a piss at Tesla because they got to stay on that assembly line, like stuff like that. They're not gonna fight that. They're gonna deal with that. Americans want the smoke. Now, can one argue that unions and stuff like that have gone overboard and done too much? Absolutely. I remember years ago when one of my former teachers was telling me how he was advising GM, and a lot of the stuff, and I'm not pro-union or not anti-union, I'm pro-worker choice. If you want to be in one, fine. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. But he was saying that like some of the stuff that the union fought for went too far, and it didn't future-proof the automobile industry, which is failing in this country right now. But yes, there's a failure to be able to compete in the market in the future with American people. I absolutely agree with that, but I don't think the solution is hiring a bunch of Kamala's little cousins to come over here and take IT jobs. Yes, you will do that job that you think you should get 85, 90, especially living in Silicon Valley, living in Florida, which is the new IT space that people are doing since the work from home thing has been a thing. But Lil Habib gonna come over here and do it for 55. That's it. He's gonna undercut your job, and he's gonna do it. And then I'm not gonna say that they're all, because Elon Musk made a claim that they're 0.09% of the top tier, but it's not that. It's a bunch of regular C students too that's coming over here doing the same thing, right? It is what it is. I put cap on that. It's the best of the best. It's not. But I think it's all about that though. I think it's about cheap labor. I think it's about creating undermining American workers, and it's disguised as, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, do better, work harder. Bullshit, in my opinion. Again, I don't think the solution to America's problem is hiring a bunch of brown folks. I think the solution is to invest in American kids for the future, because we will not be able to compete with other countries. If you picking scientists from Germany because Germany invests in their people, you're picking these people from Nigeria because Nigeria invests in their people. If America wants to hire the best talent, they have to invest in their people. Instead of outsourcing talent, create your own talent that's going to stay in the country and create families and push the middle class forward. And that's the solution. Like, do I believe in the loan debt stuff for people who went to school for basketball even? No, I don't. But I do believe if there's a need base for specific talent that we don't have, then we should invest in it. And it should be easier. More grants and loans and some cheaper situations. Subsidized, I guess. Right? That's my populist message in me for those specific fields. I absolutely do agree with that. And it has to start at ground up. And I understand that that's a 20, 30-year plan. But okay, fine. Hire your little Indians now, but at the same time, you need to be investing in the future. Because again, we will not be able to compete with China or Germany or any other country, education-wise, if we don't invest at home. Now, some people say that's not an American first argument that Vivek and Elon Musk is caping for at the moment. It depends on what you mean by that, though. It's not it's not a pro-American worker first, but if the argument is that we're going to bring in the best talent, some use the example of how America went to Africa to find Wemby, or France, wherever he's from, or the Greek freak, wherever he came from, Africa via Greece. They outsourced to get the best talent, right? That's their argument, is that that's what they want to do. But if that happens too much, look at the game. When you get all these goddamn Europeans playing and nobody want to watch the game anymore because there's no more excitement and everybody's shooting from fucking half court. Goddamn. But yeah, the ratings are down in the NBA. So there are consequences to trying to change and force the American culture to change like that. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? Because white America, the MAGA crowd is in their fields. Many of the same arguments that have been thrown against black Americans are now being used against white America too, with the mediocrity arguments. And I've never understood that either, because those people will be quick to point out that it's Nigerians, that East Indians, Chinese, whatever, are at the top of the totem pole, like above white America too, and they never address why are they above white America. It's like they don't address that part. But yeah, if we want the best talent, we gotta invest in them. That's just is what it is. Like, having a bunch of other people come in your country, it's gonna change the culture. It's gonna change the identity. It's gonna be different. And if you are a pro-America first person, then that just don't make sense to you. It don't make sense to me either. This is pro-corporation and pro-billionaires who get to hire cheaper labor with alleged better talent. They pay them less and have less safer worker environments and all this other stuff. That's cool for them, but that's not pro-American worker. You know? But again, like I've been saying, this conversation has been hidden because we can't even get people to see how illegal immigration hurts to even get into the conversation of how legal immigration can have an effect on America. Disney laid off 250 workers. And the funny thing is, they made them train those folks before they fired them. You trained your replacement, essentially, in that situation directly. And they sued. I don't know what happened. I might do some research to see what happens after that. Yeah, it's another. This is the next article says in New York Times International Business, Disney sacks workers, but not before forcing them to train their replacements. So they made you teach Habib how to do your job. And he's gonna do it for less and replace you. That's crazy. Yeah, I see Brandon Tatum Coonan talking about if Elon Musk didn't get here and we wouldn't have this. Elon Musk, most of his companies, and I'm not saying this to degrade his accomplishments. He's the richest man in the world, second richest, whatever, allegedly. He bought companies that were already started by other brilliant people that are from America, right? Like, and he lied a lot about the value and the worth and got government subsidies and loans from banks by doing that. I ain't hating to play it or the game. But I'm saying Brandon Tatum's comment was, well, we wouldn't have this without Elon. Like, no, the company existed before Elon. He bought the company. Many of the companies were not something he thought up in his brain. He invested money from other companies that got sold and invested and got sold. And then he became the face of those companies. He didn't, obviously, Twitter, same thing. He didn't start Twitter. He purchased Twitter, right? It's like he purchased Tesla from somebody else who had the ingenuity and the brilliance and the understanding. Let's fact check that. Did Elon Musk start Tesla?
Elon Musk did not start Tesla, but he got involved with the company in 2004 and was appointed CEO in 2008. Tesla was founded by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning in 2003. Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla was started when General Motors forcibly recalled all electric cars from customers in 2003 and then crushed them in a junkyard.
You got that? GM already had electric cars before Elon, but they sucked and they had to throw them out and get rid of them. But anyways, that's just my video. I haven't really dove in and seen some of the real responses. I know they said Ann Coulter was saying something. I know the Laura Loomer, racist lady, was saying stuff too. But, I mean, I knew that Vivek was going to get smoked eventually. Even though some of the stuff he said during the election campaign I did agree with. But this is the notion that this Indian dude who's first generation actually, talking about we need civics tests and this and that. I'm like, these white folks might be cheering for you now, but in the end of the day, when the smoke settles down, they're going to be like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Why are you telling Americans that we need to take civics exams and do this and do that to pass? Like, huh? Like, I knew that was going to be a problem. And I'm saying, those are the type of things that he was saying that kind of make Ann Coulter seem more understandable in her argument against him. Again, remember, no one talks about that part. He said that. But she said, I'd vote for his grandchildren or his children. One of the two. Just not him, because he's not there yet. He's too close to, he's not American enough, to her point. He just got here. You know, he need a couple generations in you to get that type of support from her, and I'm pretty sure other people, because he only got 100 votes in Iowa. And then also, people want to act weird about it, but he's Hindu, and that's this weird thing in America where you have to be Christian or whatever, or at least say you are, or say you're Catholic or whatever. Like, that's a big deal, because I know there's a lot of, it didn't get talked about, but there's a lot of Christian white evangelicals who did not vote for Mitt Romney because he was a Mormon. Like, I didn't vote for him for one of that. That was one of the reasons why I didn't vote for him either. I didn't vote for Obama either, but I'm saying I didn't vote for him partly due to his faith. I think Mormons are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, I tried to date a chick that was into that, and that was wild. But anyways, and she was black. Mind-boggling. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just go watch some videos now and see all the hoopla. See who's defending this nonsense, who's truly America first, or who's copping out and cooning like Brandon Tatum, supporting this nonsense. It's like, no, we want America first. Yes, we need to invest in America. Like, that's one of the problems I think the right, lost. Though, growing up, obviously JFK was more of a moderate than a Democrat. If today JFK would be a Republican by his policies or whatever, some of them. But the whole ask not what you can do for your country, but what your country do for you, but that's some bullshit. You want your country to do things for you, because that's why you pay taxes that we don't want to pay for. That, not by choice. It's robbery. But yes, your country should invest back in you so that you can invest back in it. And that's what these other countries that seem to have this so-called great talent, the right, or these, Elon Musk and Vivics of the world don't want to acknowledge that those countries are investing in their people. Cuba, a doctor don't make no money there, but they got the education for free to where they can come to America. China, they invest in their people. Yes, they have a lot of poverty, but their poverty rate is lower than ours. Culturally, absolutely, there's a difference. You watch the TikTok over there. You watch some of the classes and the things that the kids are doing at 5 and 6 years old. They're far beyond American kids. Like, come on. We won't be able to compete in the next few years. We talking about kids not reading at grade level where you got Chinese kids speaking 5 and 6 different languages before 10. Like, no, we have to invest in our kids. We have to invest in the American people. You just have to, or you're gonna get left behind. Importing people is not the solution. It's just not. That's my rant. I'm out.